All right, folks, it's Cyclone. How you doing? Frankly, I actually don't know if it's showing that or not. Hang on. Yeah, it is. Good stuff. So, we are back with Grim Dawn. We are back. And the frame rate goes down as I'm streaming. It's nothing I can do. But I've noticed that, like, maybe I have to update OBS or something. But anyway, I have changed my character to be more effective overall with some, interesting choices. I think I took a Caligadra capable tank and added much more offense to it. And this is the result. I've changed the game style, the play for this character completely, and I feel like it works. So now instead of calling it the Tanktician, I'll probably retitle this to be like the new name is probably like I don't know, heavy gunner, tactician, or support gunner. Because this character still has support capabilities. Let's go over the changes. So, of course, you notice the weapon. I am now using the Corvan Worm. Okay, this is a pretty nice two-hander because it adjusts what Inquisitor Seal does. It completely converts it to physical damage, the fire source of damage there. And it also reduces the physical resistance that enemies have to Inquisitor Seal. It also gives points to it, buffs your crit damage. It also has 10% skill cooldown reduction, which is nice just to have that on there. But overall, changing Inquisitor Seal to physical damage is helpful for this character. The fire source of damage. Now, I'm not really using a ton of fire conversion, but the fact that it helps that skill out is good, in my opinion. Again, we are looking at, you see it there, the just give me one sec here, I'm looking through this. Well, the physical damage right there, I'm looking at it and figuring out where the fire conversion happens. Hang on. Interesting. I'm actually learning something as we're recording. Oh, rebuke. Maybe because I'm wearing the item, it says physical there? That must be it, because I thought it said fire before. That must be it. But anyway, it's now a physical spell. And I've changed the generic offense sources of this character to just a cadence. Using cadence. Very simple. Nothing too crazy there. The other reason I'm using cadence is because of the rings I'm now wearing, which are the Jackson's Lucky Bullet. I have 2 of these, and I just feel like with this type of character, adding both of these to have a chance of proccing is actually pretty helpful. So on top of cadence, you're also getting this Lucky Shot skill, which is shooting 3 projectiles, so that helps with area damage. It also just helps with damaging a boss up close, right? But, having this 2 of these rings means that each one is proccing its own chances. So you understand, it's not that you're getting a 24% chance to use it. It's that every attack, each one is proccing a 12% chance. So you're getting, in effect, you're getting 24% chance, but it's just happening more often, right? With 2. Your odds, it's 12% of the time, but there's 2 sources doing it. So that's there. And then, of course, I'm increasing Pierce and Bleed, and so that's good. Now, one thing you're going to probably notice as well is the amulet has been changed, and I'm using the Doombringer. Now, the Doombringer has a skill called the Herald of Doom. This puts a banner down that gives you 80% damage and 16% crit damage. It also helps allies. So again, as I'm a support character, I'm still going for that support ideology. But I find like this is helpful. I've also gone with Seal of Annihilation on this amulet because it has the attack speed, the casting speed, the 10% energy cost, but then it has the Annihilation on crit. You get 20% reduction in enemies' health. That's going to hurt, mobs a lot. And then also it reduces their offensive and defensive ability and their HP regen, which I have to tell you, HP regen is a big source of problems for lower DPS characters. So that is very important. And this thing is like an AoE, so it's helping against all the enemies around it. So I do like that quite a bit. So overall, those are the gear adjustments. Oh, and excuse me, I should also say the metal. I've changed the metal to a pretty good physical damage source here with Word of Renewal as the skill increase. You also get some cadence as well and vigor. Good metal, good rare metal. It's actually it has the it looks like it's a monster infrequent because it has the quotes there, I believe, right? The fangs still drip with petrifying venom, so it's one of these awesome rare metals that you can find in the Malmouth DLC. So, finding the Word of Renewal one is good. You definitely want that. Otherwise, I've kept all the defensive gear. Like, I've kept all the defensive pieces in place because the build at its core was a Caligadra tank. So, it was just too weak offensively. So, I changed what I was doing from the last video, last stream, and now the character does more damage. As you see here, like we now have a source of damage with cadence, right? And it's just better. It's not the fastest clear speed in the game, far from it, but you can kill characters now. So this character, I beat the Mad Queen with this build. So mission accomplished there. The old build could not do that because the Mad Queen was healing too much, but lo and behold, I've adjusted things and now I can kill the Mad Queen. I feel like it's a good test as well on the overall performance of a character. I can defeat Korvac as well. I was crit once and killed from his sword attack. The sword attack can hurt you still with this version of the build, but just don't get hit by it, like kite a little bit. It's more like just being more of a kiting style character versus a pure face tank, because you're now adding damage to your equation. You have to sacrifice a little bit of defense in that equation. So that's where that comes in. But the character is still very defensive. That's the point. Like it's still very tanky. And another thing I'm using on the metal, I'm using this glyph here, the spontaneous blades, because this reduces defensive ability for 3 seconds. That's pretty significant defensive ability as well. And you can pop that glyph all the time. Like I'll show you here. I'll put this down, and I'll do glyph. Watch. Like that's good. That's just the glyph from the buffs there. So, like that helps. And it's an escape option if you need it to. Oh, let's get these guys here. Also, War Cry, of course, is very helpful. You're going to be doing a lot of good stuff. I know it doesn't look like a lot of damage right here, but trust me, it's enough to beat the Mad Queen. So if you just pop Cadence a bunch, you will be able to kill enemies. Like you see the health chip there? There we go. When you pop the glyph, you do a big burst of damage right there. And it's enough. I'll prove it here. So I just did this. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'll show you my strat. I'm going to bring the Mad Queen up to this hallway, and then I'll take it from there. So that's the strat. I was using ointments before. Actually, you know what? Let's try it without ointments. I was using a couple ointments, I'll admit. Let's try this without the ointments. I'm curious, actually. So follow me. Follow me. Let's see if I can take it without the ointments. All right, come here. I'm taking some damage. I'm taking damage. Like, I will admit, the ointments may have been required, but, seems okay. Seems okay. I think it's okay. Yeah. It's just gonna take some time. She does heal still, so there's that. You just gotta keep hitting her in the face with cadence and war crying, nerfing her resistances. It'll happen. I just gotta keep at it. Really, I'm just hitting her with the lucky bullets as well, and so that will... There we go. That's fine. That's nothing. Poison. There's the heal again. Get rid of that trash. The glyph isn't procking. Oh, the glyph is... There we go. The glyph is helpful. Going. Pop war cry. You want to keep those debuffs on her. Yeah, that did some damage. Again, it's not the fastest clear speed, but it's just a good build. Good tankiness. Keep hitting her with cadence, get those lucky bullets off, pop a glyph, there we go. There we go. And I got a brand new legendary. I don't think I've ever found that one. Have I? Have I found the Octavius? I don't know if I have, frankly. Huh. Nice. Nice. So there you go. Again, you're looking at, it's also nerfing your physical damage. It's also making your cooldowns longer. So Mad Queen defeated, which is great. So that's excellent. Guard dog of Vismeal. Who? Nobody.
That skill's not ready.
So the lucky shot, I think, is helpful when you look at how it was like spiking the damage there for the Mad Queen. When you get the lucky strike off, it like definitely increases the damage potential. You'll see like the health go down when it happens. You'll see it burst. There. So good all arounder. Like, not best in game, far from it, but capable. And if you're playing a tactician, maybe you consider something in a similar vein to this. Again, take what I did with the basically the tank build from yesterday, and you just kind of adjust your expectations. You know, I had this legendary sitting around, and I was thinking of how to adjust this character more for damage. That was the whole goal there. So I had these pieces lying around. I'm like, wait a minute. I could apply a range style to this, and it is an Inquisitor, it's a Tactician, so it's like, that's normally the way you play Tactician anyway. It's like, just go for the strengths of the character, and it's like, overall it's better. To be able to clear stuff and still be survivable overall. Like, yeah, I think Caligadra could screw me up a little bit now, but like, so yeah, it's well, oh yeah, like, so I guess we just take a look at the tanking of the character right now. You know, so I'm taking damage. The old build would not have taken damage here at all. No way. Like, not happening. I would not have taken damage in the old build with these types of characters. So already a nerf there. But again, you're a mobile range character, so that's the trade-off. You gotta take it. But if I do pop down Inquisitor Seal, this helps a ton with damage absorption. Now, look at that. So now the character, it's more reliant on Inquisitor Seal. Now you're proactively using this as a defensive mechanic. Way more so than before. The old build, I could face tank stuff without any skills, but now I use Inquisitor Seal to tank stuff. Oh. Oops. So yeah, that's the build now, and I would call it close to in the realm of super bossing. Yeah, I can beat that ice boss Craval, whatever his name is. I can beat him just fine. I can beat the Mad Queen. I can beat Korvac. I mean, Caligadra, I'd probably have to do some serious kiting for Caligadra. The other super bosses I haven't tried yet, like Ravager. Actually, I think I screwed up on this playthrough and I can't do Ravager. I think Ravager's out of range for me. I think I did the wrong mission. There's Magdrogden, who I think Magdrogden could screw me up pretty bad, but we're way more in the realm of like acceptable performance now for solo play, and like this is what I'm looking at, which is way better. Like, there we go. There was the lucky shot, like procking there. If you get them both to proc, like you shoot out 6 bullets and it's like game over. So having both those rings is pretty fun. Way better overall.
That skill's not ready.
And just the fact, like, you're nerfing their physical resistance quite a bit. Like, their defensive ability and their physical resistance. Warcry, I should just quickly cover that. You know, Warcry, you're hurting their physical resistance. That's important. You know, there's just some general nice sources of damage taking place here. Also, I'm going with Olarian's Rage. You could go, if like, let's just say maybe it is against Caligadra, for example. I might choose Menhirs. I might stick with Menhirs here. But you saw I could clear the Mad Queen with Olaron's Rage. And that damage is helpful for this character. It really is. So I feel like I need it. I'm going with that for now, but maybe against, you know, the most powerful, good old Caligadra, you might choose Menhirs. You might. Yeah, you can like chain the skills off. You can chain the Warcry into the banner, into the perfect. I can beat these guys too. Awesome. Oh, I didn't have the Word of Renewal up. Okay, well.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, like a little zone boss here. Like, we can take a look at how it handles a zone boss.
That skill's not ready.
It's fine. Good stuff. Good stuff.
That skill's not ready.
Awesome. I would call this endgame approved. I put a stamp on it. I think it's good. I think it's doable. Not the fastest, but way better. Like, it's now manageable. Like, a party might want this character in it for more kill power and, you know, at least some more utility. Like, I'm still providing good support. I have all the nerfing going on, the auras for my team, offensive and defensive support now as well. So that helps everybody. That helps the whole team perform better. So yeah, great choice for a group still. Do that. Da. Hitting me really hard. What is that? Hey, is that a new one? Diviner's Codex? Have I found the Diviners? I don't know if I've found the Diviner's Codex. That might be a new one. Another, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, this medal has the Force Wave, the summon, the Briarthorn and Skeletons and Force Wave. Undead Leap. Interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if I don't actually farm this area all that often. I've usually been probably my favorite farming spot actually is Uchtdebog. I love Uchtdebog, but because you also need Uchtdebloom, and I just like the Mammoth gear. The medals are very cool, and sometimes you can find some good belts in there. Probably my favorite farming spot all around.
I can't do that yet. That skill's not ready.
There we go. That was nice. So we got a nice crit there. That was perfect. Another stupid hero mod. Let's get rid of it. Oh, and one thing else I'll point out. This character has low fire resistance. I don't feel like it's a huge problem. I don't feel like it's a terrible problem because I can beat Kaiman without really any issue at all. One of the super bosses might do fire damage, and I frankly is it John Bourbon? Clone of John Bourbon? I would have to go look up which one does. I think he does some. But I'm finding generally it's not a big issue. It's not huge throughout the game. So, not too much of an issue there. So yeah, that's the build in action. I guess what we'll do is, I'll go to. Actually, that son of a gun Osire, who I was tanking perfectly before. I don't think I can anymore. That's an annoying boss. I'd I would probably switch these two. I'd probably go a little more tanky against Osar. He's just annoying. He's a very annoying boss. But yeah, my old build was tanking him just fine. You know, we'll do a Korvan Sands run. I think then we'll call it a day. This is a short one, guys. I just wanted to make an update official here. It's exciting. Like I had never beaten the Mad Queen before, so I was like, I'll record it. I did it before today, and I was like, I finally did it. This build is like capable. I decided to just bite the bullet and make a freaking cadence build. I'm like, everyone makes a cadence build. Yeah, I'll do it. I have the tools. It works. It works pretty damn well, I must say. Maybe we'll get lucky and find a Korvan chest in here, one of those special ones. Which you need to find those to farm Caligadra. Or to play against Caligadra, you need to farm those celestial essences. Otherwise you can't fight Caligadra. You gotta wait till you farm them. Or pack them into your save file, whichever one you prefer. I don't use save files. Whoa, computer was not having that for a second. There we go. Boom! Big shot there. That was awesome. Yeah, this is good. I like where this is going. This is great. I am satisfied. Still have 30,000 HP. I mean, you still want that good HP if you can. Just generally, the sponginess is good for a character.
That skill's not ready.
I like when builds work. You know, that's always fun. Always a good thing when builds end up working in the end. Well, I'm getting some damage. So you see this? You see this damage right here? That would never have happened with the old build. I would never have to worry about any damage. Again, hardcore. You still might want to lean on the defensive side, generally speaking, a little bit more. You might go for that. Some of your choices might differ. I feel like this glyph is definitely helping. Well, nerfing their defensive ability is pretty important. I mean, a lot of, you know, there's ways to get more damage, not just increasing the raw damage stat. Like, that's the first thing. But then you have to mitigate their resistances, their defenses. Otherwise, these enemies are very tanky. You really find a difference when you start doing legitimate defense nerfing of the enemies. That just didn't have... If that had elemental res instead and it had some other stuff on it, that would be a nice little chest piece there for a fire build. But, alas, didn't get it. Oh.
That skill's not ready.
Ah. Give me 1 second, guys. Thanks, Bernie. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So back to this. Back to the fun. I think the Lucky Bullet's kind of a fun gimmick. It's not the best ring in the game, but they're fun. Like having the bursts happen. It's helpful.
I can't do that.
I mean, I consider, like, if you can get the Mad Queen down, your build is pretty good. I would say that's a pretty good benchmark right there. Of course, you're going to say, like, oh, the Celestials are way more difficult. And, you know, I would probably say that they are definitely more difficult. But the Mad Queen's a good benchmark. Because the Mad Queen, you need to be able to withstand, but also damage the character enough. So, as a boss, she's a little bit annoying. Like, again, I could face tank Caligadra, but there's no way, like, realistically, I was sitting... I mean, at the rate the old build was going, I would have stayed in that Caligadra fight for, like, a whole day. Like, literally 24 hours. It would have been close. I can tank it, but I can't kill it. So it's like, well, is it really worth it? Again, in a hyper, like, hardcore team group, yeah. Yeah, that build's good for that. But I play it by myself, so I'm ready to actually get through content. Like, I can still do this. This is pretty good for a ranged character. Not bad. Not bad. Nice. Oh yeah, and I'll touch on this. I forgot to cover this. I knew I forgot something. Devotions have changed a little bit. Of course, I've gotten rid of Shield Maiden. There's no purpose of Shield Maiden at all. And I also had a point down here into Fox because of the build in the past, and I got rid of that. And then I put everything into Stag. Now, Stag has just some nice low investment physical and defensive increases. Like, why not? You know, I could have gone for the Solemn Watcher. That is also an option for pure defense. But again, as I've said, I am going for offense right now. That's important for this character. So with the 4 points, you can also go back to tip the scales. I had used this a while back. You know, it's not really necessary for this character, though. Like, the Stag is just, like, again, you're getting physical, you're getting a little bit of retaliation damage, and then more physical. So that's just helpful, right, for lower investment.
That skill's not ready.
Good stuff. And, you know, we'll wrap it up in a couple minutes here. This is, for the channel, it's an archive. And I will eventually change the name of this stream to more accurately reflect the style. I think it's going to be like heavy heavy aura gunner or something like that. That might heavy seal gunner, heavy aura gunner. That might be a good name for it. Come up with a name for the build. It's always fun. Oh, and you still get the knockdown happening with Empire in there, which is the devotion skill.
I can't do that yet.
Always fun. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm impressed. I think it's good enough. I'm satisfied overall. Oh, these guys can do some damage.
That skill's not ready.
Let's get rid of the bug problem. Here we go. Yeah. Alright, last batch. I'll just get a couple heroic monsters here
Skill's not ready.
and just get them. There we go.
I can't do that yet. Can't do that yet.
Oh, the old matriarchs used to piss me off too, and now I can get rid of those. Much better.
That skill's not ready. I can't do that.
Yeah, I think heavy aura gunner. Heavy aura gunner. I'm gonna call it that because I feel like it's kind of using aura area. Oh wait, that's a mission. Why don't I just get that done? I'm gonna go down here, right? Is that a mission or a place? I actually don't even. Frankly, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know half the damn things that I'm doing in the quest line. I lose track of what quest I'm on. Whatever. Not a huge deal.
Can't do that yet.
There we are. You know, both of them have Zohan's technique. Alright.
That skill's not ready.
Retrieve the tome of. Retrieve. I'm reading the. I don't know what quest that was. Is it from the what's it called, the Vanclave of the Three? Is that where it's from? Let's take a look. Let's see. I frankly don't know what quest that was. I don't know. Whatever. The quest system in this game is very archaic, and it is one of my few critiques that I have.
That skill's not ready.
It's between that and some of the stair geography is pretty terrible. That's it. That's like the only complaints, criticism I have to make. That's it. For a small team that makes a fantastic, better than most AAA games could dream to have, like in terms of replayability, and the game performs very well, and it's 8 years old. It's it's like 6 years old.
I can't do that.
Oh yeah, this guy can petrify you. Isn't that nice?
That skill's not ready.
There we go. I'm gonna call that a stream, guys. No loot drops for me. There we go. I think we have it. There it is. This is pretty much what I'm going for. This cadence style tactician that still has some good tanking, mostly defensive in the devotion approach and gear loadouts, but I've mixed more offense. Now it's probably 60% defensive, 40% offensive in theme. But there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.